Hello and welcome. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator and this is the Phoenix Airbus A320. And today we're gonna have part 2 of our mini-series called Finer Points. I hope you enjoyed the first part. Today, once again, we'll be discussing 2 topics. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's say we have just left the runway here at Zurich Airport and we're getting ready to taxi to the gate. If we jump into the cockpit, you're probably fully aware of this. You retract the flaps, you switch off the weather radar if it's still on, and then of course we need to take care of the lights. So we switch off the landing lights, we switch off the runway turn-off lights and move this light switch to taxi. You can also switch off the strobe lights, we don't need those anymore. So, and this is how we taxi to the gate. Taxi lights very important because they make us more visible to other aircraft, and of course at night time they help us to see a bit more when we taxi around at the airport. However, when we arrive at the gate, just before you turn into the parking position, it is very important to make sure that all forward pointing lights are switched off. The reason being is that there's a whole group of ground staff people waiting for us, and these lights are actually really bright and they can be very annoying for these people. And if the light conditions are correct, actually disorientating, which could be seen as a hazard. Furthermore, if you have a parking position where you need a marshaller, if the marshaller is standing right in front of your aircraft with these bright lights blazing and it's maybe a bit dark, there is no way they can actually see where the nose wheel is, which means they're actually not able to properly marshal you into the position. So the procedure is very clear. Once you arrive at your parking position and once you turn into the parking position going towards the marshaller or the gate, you switch off all forward pointing lights. So taxi lights, if you still have them on, the landing lights, they shouldn't be on anyway, and even wing lights, ideally you should be switching them off as well. So this is an extra point that we always do. I've seen some YouTubers forgetting about that. I know it's a sim, it's not really necessary in the sim, but if you want to be realistic, then this is how you should do it. The next point is a bit more difficult to show. I'll try to explain it to you. So we are here at a holding point at Frankfurt Airport, large international airport, and let's just say our instructions are behind the next landing aircraft, line up and wait to 5 center behind. So we are sitting here, we are waiting for the aircraft to come in. I saw there's one on final, but it's still far away. So at this point there's some checks that need to be done, but one of the things I get to see even in the real world is that some pilots at this point will switch on the TCAS. And this, I mean, it depends on the kind of TCAS you have. Some TCAS are very clever as long as you're on the ground, but the older ones are not. And what this will do for the aircraft that is now on final, it will actually make you show up here, and they will see you indicated in orange as a potential threat because they are coming down, you are sitting here. The TCAS thinks there is a risk of collision, and personally I find that this can be a bit disorientating, a bit annoying, and I just don't think it's very polite to the pilot coming into land. So most pilots that are nice leave this off, and only once they enter the runway do they actually switch on the TCAS. I've had this happening to me as the pilot that was approaching. So we were coming into land, there was a small GA aircraft at the holding point. They were told to line up after us, at which point they switched on the TCAS, and we immediately got a warning here that there's an aircraft we are about to collide with. Now we were visible, we could see the aircraft, he was at the holding point, we knew there was no risk, but if the visibility is not great, maybe there was some miscommunication already on the frequency, this could become very concerning and maybe even lead to a go around. So be nice to your fellow pilots, even if, like in this case, they're actually virtual. Then leave this off and we wait until they landed before we switch it on and enter the runway. One final point regarding this. For us, one of the checks is approach sector clear. So both pilots need to check the approach sector, confirm that there's no aircraft on final. But of course there are days when there's clouds, maybe low visibility. So how can you confirm that? Well, in this case, even if we're still holding short, we quickly switch this on. We have a look. Is there an aircraft on finals? Yes or no? And then we switch it back off. And that's how you can check if the approach sector is clear. It's not 100%, but again, it increases your situational awareness. And at the end of the day, you should use all the tools you have at your disposal to increase your situational awareness and know what's going on. And whilst causing a little traffic jam here, we have already reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoy this kind of content and this format. Please leave me some feedback in the comments. I would really appreciate it. In any case, I really hope you found this video useful and helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, all the best. Bye bye.